now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome and welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
It's me, Daniel,
And this is Ben.
on Spoiled Rotten. And today, we are going to spoil episodes 7 and 8 of X-Men 97 Season 2. I don't remember what the names of these are. Hold on. I should have had that ready to go, but I don't. But yeah, we're almost at the end here.
Yep.
It seemed like
One more episode.
Yeah, it feels like it should be 2, but it is not. They are only doing 9 this season.
Yeah, don't know if that means that the last episode is going to be a special runtime of like close to an hour, which is what I'm kind of hoping for. Since what was it, like episode 8 was like a longer runtime of like 35 minutes.
It wasn't that long.
These are the lies I'm telling myself. These are the lies I'm telling. You're right. There's a lot. I'm
pretty sure it ends at like 29 minutes.
This is how I self-soothe myself by buying into my own delusions. But that's like, I mean, most likely situation is like episode 9. We're just gonna get a cliffhanger for the next season. All that kind of stuff.
I don't think it's gonna be extra long, but I would happily accept an extra long episode. On episode 9. Yeah, the 2 episodes, episode 7, Strangeland, Savage Heart, and episode 8 is The Dead Man's Hand. I'm going to be honest, you could have put a gun to my head. I was not going to get those 2.
I should have helped you out, but I was going to sound stupid by being like, it was Savage something, and then it was Dead Man's Hand, because I knew it was Dead Man's Hand.
There we go.
And the reason why I knew that is because Beast says the name of the episode within the episode. And we all know how much I love that. So, that's fantastic. No one says, this is Savage Land, Savage Hearts. In this Savage
no, they
Land,
just say the Savage Land. And Beast gets to say that too.
Yes.
So, he's having quite the run.
Well, I mean, you might as well give the character that quotes Othello all the fun lines.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, what did you think of these 2 episodes?
That was a fast turnaround arc for Evil Gambit. I thought we were going to get a lot more, but it was just like, okay, I guess that makes sense why they would make it a priority and deal with it right away. But to me, I was just like, oh, I thought we were going to get more of this. But
well, maybe it's a 2-hour episode next week.
Now you're building into my delusions, which is great. I'm a big fan of that. That's how I felt about it. What about you?
I would like to see the rest of it, but it did feel a bit odd that I felt like we were going to be doing more within the 3 timelines, and then it just, as you said, it came down to Evil Gambit. But I also, it seems like it could all come together, but I was kind of like, what are we doing with Graydon Creed here? Like it felt like this heavy focus on Nightcrawler and his brother, and I was just like, I don't know. On episode 7 of 9, I don't know that we have time to feel like this will properly pay off in the season, but maybe they plan on doing like 10 seasons of this. So.
Maybe. I mean, I don't see why not. It's popular, it's great to produce and all that kind of stuff, and people love it, so it's the exact same thing we could have said about Wonder Man, so who knows? Maybe you're right. But
yeah, I think to your point, it did seem like a quick turnaround, but also I was just like, we'll get into it. It's still apocalypse based. Just maybe they should have started this earlier.
Yeah,
if this is where they were going.
Yeah, I hear you on the being disappointed with the 3 separate timelines thing. But I mean, like, really, after the Magneto death episode, I'm like, there's just, let's consolidate this all into one. And they do that, and we'll talk about that more. But it is disappointing because I was like, I was so hyped about that. I remember talking to you about it over text, being like, it's so cool that they're doing time travel in this way, past, present, and future, all in the same thing. And I'm like, they abandoned that. I don't think they abandoned it, but they just converge all timelines together.
It
really
feels like
fast.
abandoned because no one other than the Summers are talking about it.
That's true.
nothing has been addressed from what people have learned
Yeah.
in their separate timelines other than the Summers.
Yeah, and I will say one thing that I thought was really, really funny that I thought about when this episode started is the idea that when Xavier in the last episode announced the International X Academy or whatever it is, I'm just like, see, this is why Xavier sucks. You didn't even bother to contact Jubilee. You got back to the present, and you didn't be like, hey, maybe you should reach out to one of the X-Men that I was working with prior to being separated. This is some bullshit. I understand why he wouldn't contact Sunspot, being like Sunspot's a newer one, but I'm like, nah, Jubilee's not a day one, but an OG in that regard. It's just like, you didn't even bother to contact her. You suck.
I mean, or if he did, that was not important to the storytelling on screen. So it felt like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm surprised at where they ended up, but doesn't mean it's bad. It's just, oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can start doing this beat by beat now. So episode 7, which is Strangeland Savage Heart. Yeah. So Peace doesn't even get to say part of the title. I messed that up. So this is the episode that's like Nightcrawler centric. I thought it was going to be Rogue centric, but they saved that for 8.
That's what I thought too.
Again, weird pacing, but you know, look, people are enjoying this. And so it starts with Colossus back in Genosha, and he watches his sister die. Magic. He says Ileana, but I just like saying Magic because
Magic's way cooler.
I don't have a good accent. And so yeah, I thought that was very effective. How upsetting it was for him. I was right there with him. I was like, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And then they jump to present day, as in 97, not our present day,
right?
Where Graydon Creed, I want to say he's addressing Friends of Humanity.
He's not, though.
Basically being like, all right, I'm running for president. It's happening, and you guys will be my constituency. This is great. Or like, you'll be my fan base. And because there's people with like the no muties thing, it doesn't feel like it's strictly for. It feels like one of those things where you know someone's going to be running, but they can't say it until they officially plant their flag. So that's why I don't think it was just like a general city hall thing. I think it was like, hey, this is under the auspice of my Friends of Humanity thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes and he is good at, I don't think these are good points, but he's good at being like, hey, this is why this needs to happen. I need to be the president because the current president is giving money to X Factor instead of helping you. So that's, and you and I know that X Factor is shit, but
yes, on
paper it is helping mutants. So he's got the right talking points here to get people to be like, hey, yeah, I don't like this. All right. I mean, I guess he could have also just been like, just vote for me. You already like what I'm talking about. I don't need to actually have any good ideas here. Just come on. I hate mutants. You hate mutants. Let's vote for me.
Yeah. I guess he's appealing to people that don't know him as of yet.
Right. Like some people brought their friends to this. Yeah.
It's like, hey, do you want to go on a third date with me to this rally?
I love that you went to date. That's amazing. Not just like, hey, like we talk a lot online about, I mean, it's not online in 97, but we talk a lot about how much we hate mutants. Yeah, let's just come see this guy talk. I think you're gonna like what he has to say.
No, I went to date. I went to date because I think that's just way funnier, especially third date. It's just like, whoa. We all know what the societal implications of the third date are, and you choose to do that. That's a power move for sure.
I thought it was going to be just like Travis Bickle first date style of like, what's going on? What are you so upset about? But yeah, so there might be people that are on a date that are being sideswiped by this, but it does look like everyone's pretty much on board with what he has to say.
Yeah, everyone's real anti-mutant in this.
And then this leads to Colossus looking pretty cool. He bounces in, and he's part of the Acolytes of Magneto. He's not the leader, though. I thought he was. I was like,
I thought he was the leader.
But the leader's Exodus,
yeah,
who is French, and that is funny to me. but yeah, I do appreciate how they characterize Colossus here, the polite guy, where he's about to put cuffs on Creed. Basically, security details like, hey, put it down. They got like lasers on him, and he's like, no. He's just like, I'm sorry, but no, that's not what's gonna happen. And he just does what he wants to do. And Exodus talks. This is while Exodus is talking, it's Jean and Cyclops in a bar, and Val and the President Kelly, watching in what I can only assume is the War Room or the Oval Office. Doesn't really matter. They're in DC watching. Jean and Scott are watching at a bar, and Exodus is pretty much like, look, we got this guy. He is a war criminal. He did Genosha, or at least like, we know through his speech and just because of who he is. He was like, no, that was great. Like, everyone says that was a tragedy, but that was necessary. I'm really glad that happened to all those mutants. And Exodus is like, if you want him back, you need to release all the mutants that X Factor has rounded up. He's saying what's actually happening with X Factor. He is not. So I'm kind of like, I can't really fault you for what you're saying here. These are pretty reasonable demands of just like, hey, release those people. You can't just have them locked up. And then you can have this guy. And I think he gives a 24-hour. Yeah, he gives 24 hours. I can't remember if he says explicitly, I'm going to kill him, but everything he says is very clear. Like, we're going to kill him if you don't.
Yeah, I think he left a little bit of nuance there.
Yeah, he didn't say it, but you're kind of like, I mean, yeah, he's going to kill that guy if you don't do it. And going to keep doing stuff like this. I don't think everyone in the world will be like, no, not Great and Creed. I think he's just like, this is going to keep happening if you don't release these people. So yeah, that's happening, and X-Men look right. Well, you would expect them to be like, oh, and we're gonna get him. And I think this is also where you see Nightcrawler being like, oh no, my brother. And Rogue's like, yeah, I mean, like, who cares about that guy? But I guess he's your brother. That's got to be rough. Yeah. And while that's happening, Val is talking to Professor X, like, please tell me you're not gonna intervene. And Professor X like, and I was also like, so you're not just gonna stop it? You're gonna just ask him nicely not to do it? And Professor X like, I'm doing it. We're already going, and you don't want any parts of Savage Land. Like, that's where we're going. So back off. And I just like that Val's like, he beat me. Like, all you gotta say is Savage Land. I guess I can't do anything about it. But yeah, that's where I think they've got Beast, Nightcrawler, Rogue, and Bishop and Polaris on the what is it, Blackbird?
Blackbird.
Yeah, the Blackbird.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Blackbird's going, and as they're hitting, are they in Genosha? No, Savage Land, obviously.
Savage Land, yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to the Savage Land, and there's a tower that emits a beam, and they all lose their powers, but also the ship is broken. And so at some point, Rogue gets up, and I thought that was interesting. She's like already in like the right pose, but she's like, "Oh shit! Like, I don't have my powers." And I think even Nightcrawler's trying to like bamf, and he's just like, "No. This is we're fucked." And I guess because of that wave of energy, usually that would go into Bishop, and he could redistribute it, but he can't because he just got this energy building up in him that might make him explode at any moment. Also, he gets sucked out. And last episode we recorded, I was like, oh, I like Polaris and Bishop together, but now it seems like the show's like, nah, this is sexual. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I mean, I know I'm not against it, but I was just like, I kind of just like that they had a good chemistry together. And now it's like, well, I guess it has to be. How could they possibly just be good teammates? So yeah,
just gotta be romanticized.
Yeah. So there's a bit of sexual tension there, but Polaris right away is like, nope. And I don't think it's because it was Bishop. She would have done it if it was anybody, but she unbuckles even as Beast. Like, don't just let him die. She's like, nah, I'm gonna go get Bishop. And then she catches him by pure like will force, just
through
like,
the power
just get closer,
of love. Yeah, no, it was a crazy saving because she grabs the parachute first, and then grabs him, and then they're both grabbing onto a thing of the, and then it deploys, and they're both good. And yeah, they fall on top of each other, which is, I'm sure,
it was sexy,
consensual. Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, Bishop didn't seem to have a problem. He also didn't seem that he was like, he was kind of like, oh, at least we stuck the landing, so he's just making a joke.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like he was deflecting it. Just, there was just like a weird, like, are you gonna give her nothing? Like, it seems like she's
yeah,
and it didn't matter. So yeah, they basically point out, okay, we got to take out that tower. Also, Bishop's like, I'm gonna explode. So this is top of mind for me. If I'm being honest, I really need this. I really need to get my powers back.
So much tension.
Yeah,
so little nuance.
And a T-Rex just runs by.
Yep.
And for some reason, they're just like, I guess I get why it's called the Savage Land. And to me, I was like, Beast really should have, as the person who announced they were in the Savage Land, should have given a better briefing on this place. It feels like.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's not how you should find out dinosaurs are here.
Exactly.
Like, I was expecting dinosaurs.
Yeah, especially because like, while they were in the Blackbird, Polaris and Bishop have this whole thing. It's like, I read your file. I'm like, you didn't read the file on Savage Lands, though?
I'm saying
like,
it doesn't seem like they have a file, but Beast knows what Savage Land is, so he should be creating a file.
Yeah, yes! It's someone's fault.
I'm not saying it's on them. I'm saying that's on Beast.
That is on Beast. But I mean, like, this season he's been pretty temperamental and, like, emotional. Yeah, just blowing up at shit.
He's been having a bad season. I mean, he gets to have a fun bouncy sound in this episode and fight. But he's been having a rough season.
Yeah, he is not himself.
Or he is himself. I genuinely don't know. This show doesn't seem to, like... This show seems to have, like, episodes at a time he's cool, and then other times you're like, why are you an idiot?
Yeah. It's weird how they're, like, doing Beast right now. It really is.
Yeah, I'm talking about even, like, the original.
Oh, I agree with you. Even in the
this
original.
whole run, like, from whenever this started to now, it's been a weird arc for Beast.
Yeah, because I'm just like, ever since the first season where he was like, oh, let's break you out. I was like, no, we gotta give Liberty her flowers and all that shit. I'm like, no, man, you should be smart enough to know that this is being used against you as a weapon as opposed to anything else. Like, that is just unfortunate. I get what he's trying to do, but it's stupid.
Yeah, he's trying to act like the world is actually fair.
Yeah, exactly. He's acting like Xavier, which is get off the fence, pick a side.
He's a bit more naive than Professor X.
Yeah, no, he definitely is
more self-serving.
He is way more naive but they're very much fence sitters.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing they made them friends in those prequel movies.
That's true.
Colossus rescues the rest of the X-Men that were still on the Blackbird, and I don't know why, but it really worked for me when Rogue's like, I kind of forgot what pain feels like, and she hits her head. She's like, now I'm just getting, like, she didn't say this, but it felt like she's like, I'm kind of just annoyed. Like, we need to get my powers back. I don't want to live like this.
Yeah.
I was like, this is funny. I like this shit.
It's really funny.
But she goes right on the, like, okay, give us Graydon. That's what we're here for. I'm not time to fuck around. And Nightcrawler decides to take a much more diplomatic approach, even though Colossus is kind of like, hey, everybody stand down. These are my friends. I know these guys. They're good. And no, we're not giving you Creed, but, like, nice to see you.
Yeah.
And Nightcrawler's like, hey, let's just look around. Like, this would be good PR for you anyway if we came here, didn't have a fight, and just were like, no, these guys are on the level. We should let them keep doing what they're doing. And I'm like, all right, Nightcrawler, like, that is sound logic. That, like, you're not even just saying, hey, we're not here to fight, but you're making it very clear that you are trying to help them. Yep. You're not just helping yourself. I don't know how much he meant that, but it sounds good. Yeah. Like, it's like, that's true. If the X-Men, maybe they don't know that people hate the X-Men right now, but, like, he's just like, if the good guys say that we're doing okay, then that will at least make other good guys leave us alone. So I liked that.
Yeah.
And they're going around, and yeah, Colossus kind of just like, yeah, this is just, we make sure everyone has their needs met. And I think everyone is a bit tense. I mean, Nightcrawler must be, but everyone else is a bit more visibly tense about this situation on the X-Men side, not the Acolytes. And I think this is where Beast was kind of just like, hey, man, like, this is all good and well, but you shouldn't have joined this. Your sister would hate that. And I don't know where he got that idea from.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that idea from either, because I'm just like, I seem to remember magic does very much goes against the grain and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, if you go by the New Mutants movie, then she goes against grain by being ridiculously racist for no good reason.
It's true, she does.
But I don't think anyone who likes the comics owns that element of her, even if they like the overall performance. I do like the clause is like, well, how would you know? Well, you know what anyone wants. Shut up, Beast.
Yeah, I was just like, good job, Beast. You're so smart and got defeated with just, how would you know? Like,
yeah,
it's not even like a retort. It's just a solid retort, but it's not clever.
No, he wasn't trying to be clever. That's what I like about Colossus. There is no like double speak. He just says what, like in that first scene where he's like, no, I appreciate you want me to stop, but I don't. That's not happening. Yeah,
that's what I love about Colossus. I'm like, I don't have to try to read around anything he's saying. I'm like, no, he's very literal. It's awesome.
So I like that. Yeah, he's taking them around. He finally takes Nightcrawler to Graydon, and I do like the moment that they show that Colossus is kind of disgusted that even in that moment, Graydon's like, ugh, mutants. I don't even think he says anything. He's just kind of like, come on, even now you're gonna act like this.
Yeah,
these people are here for you. So they're going back and forth, and this is where I'm like, I don't even I guess you just have to accept that Nightcrawler has faith. I don't know why he would have faith in everyone in this equation, but he does.
He's got faith in God.
Yeah, that doesn't really have anything to do with specifically Exodus.
Listen, I understand, and I agree with your logic. I'm just telling you his logic, which would not make sense to us.
I don't think it would make sense to a religious person. I think they'd be like, you're a heretic. You're trying to be a false idol. I don't think he would think my rules apply to this person. I think his whole thing would be like, I can't trust you.
Fair.
That's why I was like, what? Why are you... Anyway.
Yeah.
I haven't said what he said yet.
I will say that with the Nightcrawler thing, I'm very gratuitous and like, it's because he's religious, whatever.
But this is what I'm saying, because he's religious, I'm like, I think he would have his like radar up with this Exodus guy.
Sure.
But anyway, he is basically saying you can't just kill him without a fair trial, which I'm assuming at this point either 24 hours has passed or they just know that no one's going to release those mutants. He doesn't have faith in that, but he has faith in Exodus. He's like, hey, dude, just don't do it. Look, he should have fair trial. I'll represent him, and if I sway you, like Colossus, you'll be the judge. I'll go against Exodus as prosecutor. If I sway you, you gotta let him go. If not, I think he says I'll join the Acolytes, and I'm like,
he does say that.
Like,
he says that. I will join your cause, and I'm just like, interesting.
I mean,
interesting.
Because it doesn't seem like at any point he's like, I'll let you kill him. He's just like, and if I win, and if I lose, I'll join your cause. I'm like, I think they want to just kill him. I don't really think they care if you join their cause.
It's because that was my thing. I was just like, they never even tried to recruit you, man. It's not like they tried to recruit you and you said no multiple times. It's just
you
like...
You came to them.
Yeah, you came to them and then like, here's my offer. I'm like, that's not a good offer. Like, just they want to kill the Creed guy.
Yeah.
That's giving you instead is not anything beneficial.
I just assume they were like, and implicit in that is that we get to kill him and you'll be okay with it. But he didn't say that, and I just didn't understand why they agreed to that farce of a thing anyway.
Neither did I. The only reason why I'm like, maybe they agreed with it because they thought there was just an open and shut case, in the sense like, yeah, good luck's trying to convince us that this guy is like, not worthy of killing or whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm just like, that's still a waste of time. Because Colossus...
Yeah, it is a waste of time. You could just be like, no.
Yeah,
Just
Colossus the entire time was just like, no, we're going to do this instead. And to your point, the 24-hour thing is just like, no, we got to be ready in 24 hours. I'm not preparing a debate with this. So it felt silly to me. This episode really did feel silly. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I shouldn't say unless. It feels like it behooves them to make Great and Creed more important moving forward. I don't even mean for this season, but just I can see they've got season 3 ready to go in 4, working on it or whatever. I'm hoping they've got some kind of long-term plan for Great and Creed. Otherwise,
I would have to assume that,
I felt like we were done with him during the original run of the show.
Right, and that to me is like, okay, that's why this episode exists, and that's why they're putting so much focus on Creed, because I'm like, this is a season 4 issue.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's no season 3 or season 4 issue. Like, to me, like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. So yeah. For some reason they're like, yes, okay, we're gonna do this. And right away, Creed is like, fuck you guys, you're mutants, you fucking suck. It's like,
yeah, you guys are
muties. Like, so why do you hate mutants? He's like, how long do you have? Because you were born. Fuck you. And everyone, I like that sort of that. I was like, what are we even doing here? Why are we wasting our time? I'm like, yeah, man, why did you start? Why did this even get off the ground? Nightcrawler was like, oh, okay, well, how were you born? And I'm like, okay, it's going somewhere good. And then it is a good performance from both the voice actor for Graydon and Nightcrawler. But I feel like essentially what they're getting at here is you don't hate all mutants, you just hate your parents. Like, Mystique just abandoned you, and I like that Graydon's like, yeah, but didn't she throw you off a waterfall? And I'm like, oh, yeah, she did. I remember that episode.
Yep.
And he's like, and what about Sabretooth? He's like, well, his name is Sabretooth, so he's a piece of shit. Like, he wanted me to just be like him, and he's like, and you couldn't do it because you're not a mutant. And you get some insight into him being like, I was just really waiting until I turned 13, or looking forward to turning 13 and getting my powers, but then I didn't, and he turned his back on me. And so, yeah, then Nightcrawler's like, so you see, you just hate those mutants. I'm like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no.
Your two parents abandoning you is enough to be like, fuck mutants.
Yeah, it's oh my god.
In fact, you just made me be like, oh, okay. Then
I'm like, yeah,
it's not even like he had a good time.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It's not even like he had a good time but just hated that they were mutants. It was wholesale rejection of who he was.
Yeah, because like the idea that he even said, which is wild to me, is like, oh, I was looking forward to turning 13 to see what my powers would be. I'm like, oh, so you had someone that was looking forward to being a mutant.
Yeah.
And then when it didn't happen, full on abandonment by both parents. So
feels like he got abandoned by Mystique early, and then and then Sabretooth was like, okay, then fuck it. If you're not gonna be a mutant, then I'm done.
Yeah. So to me, I'm just like, no, it seems like the most justified reason to hate.
Yeah, and
anything.
I can't stress enough. It's not like up until 13 he was having a good time. It was
right.
Miserable the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he should be going around saying, and I'm glad they're dead, and I'm glad Genosha happened. I'm saying if your idea was to make people be like, oh, right, so he's not as bad, it's like, you would just be like, I just feel like he has a good reason for hating mutants, and that's bad for me as a mutant. So,
yes.
Fuck him.
Yeah, he's got a good reason for hating mutants, because he was rejected by the people he wanted, and then he found attention and love through the Friends of Humanity, which is just going to make him worse. It's pretty easy, open psychological profile. It's not anything different.
So the next is like, all right, man, like let's hear your verdict. And I don't know what Colossus did to make Exodus think that he was going to be swayed by that, but Exodus just like shocks Colossus and is basically like, fuck you, you're a heretic, and also I'm gonna kill him, and you're a disgrace to magic. And I'm like, what did Colossus even do? It just seemed like he was getting ready to be like, okay. And he was like, no, I knew what you were going to do. And then we find out later in the episode, I know I'm stepping on it, but later in the episode, he's like, you didn't sway me. So I was not going to side with you. So I genuinely don't know what that tell, but it wasn't even a tell. I just don't know what he did to get
I genuinely don't know what Colossus did. I was just like, what did you do? Because all of a sudden it turned real personal. He's catching strays out of nowhere.
Because like Exodus should have just done that the moment Colossus was like, okay, we'll do that thing, and he
Yeah.
should have been like, no, I'm going. No, that's not happening. I'm going to fight you now.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing Exodus has on Colossus is like, screw you, buddy. These are your friends. Like, of course I'm gonna like screw you too because of this. You vouched for them. Like that to me is the only thing that makes sense. But I'm like, no, none of that happened.
No, he just was right. Like he was there to kill him, and then right away was like, and you too. And I'm like, why?
Why him?
He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And he's not a mind reader. This is a world where people can read minds. But I'm like, we know that you had the wrong instinct there. He was going to say, no, you did. That didn't work. That doesn't prove anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, so now you just want smoke with everyone, I guess.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm hating on you and I'm hating on you, and it's so weird. But I'm like, all right, whatever.
So yeah, just before that fight breaks out, Polaris and Bishop come back, and they are on pterodactyls, and it looks cool, and they're shooting things, and they knocked over the tower.
Cool.
It's great. Cool. And this means the X-Men can fight properly.
Yeah, they can use their powers.
And that's great because Bishop is like, finally, time to get this party started.
Yeah.
Big eruption. So that's great. So the X-Men are fighting the Acolytes, and Exodus and Nightcrawler are kind of doing like a one-on-one fight, but like banfing all over the place. And at a certain point, I believe Nightcrawler kind of gets Exodus to a point where he's like, you got to yield. But,
yes.
Creed shoots him dead. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh. Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
This, like, you're in a room, or not a room, but you're stranded with a bunch of mutants, and the one mutant that was like, I'm perfectly fine just killing you right now.
Yep.
Again, this sounds like I'm on Creed and Creed's side. I didn't even want to see him again. I'm not a fan.
Nope.
It's just, this is written in a way where I'm just like, I don't see how he had another choice given who he is.
Like, this is the thing I hate about this episode, is that to me, Creed is the most well-written character in this episode, and everyone else is so wildly inconsistent. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Because it's just like, Creed's the only one that stays true to who we know as Creed. We get more insight, and we're just like, oh yeah, that would make more sense. The entire time, I'm just like, okay, so if Exodus wants to execute Creed so much, why'd he even agree to the debate?
Yep.
And I'm just like,
especially if he's just gonna flip out like that. I'm like, you could have just done that earlier.
Yeah, it's just like
no one's time would have been wasted.
Like, I get why he's waiting. He said the 24-hour thing. I get that, but I'm like,
Maybe
why did you entertain a debate through this the entire time?
Maybe they just needed to draw a watch on his hand from like, oh, that's 24 hours. I'm killing him.
It's ridiculous.
But what do you think? Yeah. Before I do it, what do you think, Colossus? Too long. Okay, now I have to fight you too.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he was like, I am a French man of my word. I have to wait the 24 hours.
Yeah, they yelled parlay, so I gotta listen to that.
And he said bonjourne. That's the hilarious way to sign off.
It was very funny. And it was just like, when Exodus got killed, I'm like, good. It's because you make bad decisions.
I mean, I do feel like of the leads of the episode, Graydon and Nightcrawler are well written.
Yes. I
don't agree with what Nightcrawler is doing, but I can't say it's completely out of character. Outside of the somewhat faith in maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe he has no faith in Exodus, and this is strictly him thinking he's in a conversation with Colossus.
Maybe, but it
I
also
feel like
could
you
be
need
the
to
idea.
consider more variables, but I also don't think that Nightcrawler is known to do that. I'm not saying he's known not to do it, but I'm just like, I can't point to like, no, because Nightcrawler always covers all his angles. It's just like, no, he's a man of faith, and he was in conversation with one person very clearly, which is his old friend Colossus, not Exodus. I still think it is a awkward story beat, but I can't say it's completely untrue to his character.
Yeah, and it's just like, if you look at it from the perspective of like, I'm not saying that Nightcrawler did this, but I'm saying that I do know a lot of religious people that say this, that they'll say stuff like, only God can judge me, so maybe he was doing this whole thing to allow God to judge Creed.
He does that later.
Yeah.
He says that exact thing later.
He does it? Okay. Yeah, okay. I dropped that from my memory. But that's that to me is just, that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna understand Nightcrawler's motivations and ethics and morals as a character because it's attached to faith, and I am famously not a faithful person in that regard.
Like
I don't have
Christian
a lot of that.
faith in particular. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
exactly. So I'm just like, yeah, I just chalk it up to Christianity, belief, morals, and all that kind of stuff that I've heard. Not that I believe in, but that I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's to me. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe he's defending God's right to judge.
I mean, yeah,
but this whole
that is a
episode
possibility.
really, yeah.
I'll steal this. I was listening to House of R earlier today, and Joanna Robinson said it can be truthful storytelling, but that doesn't necessarily make it great storytelling.
Yes.
But yeah, so that is what I would say about this. It may be in character. It doesn't mean I have to like it. So yeah, that happens, and then Creed gets Nightcrawler. They basically takes him hostage. It's a hostage situation, and Polaris throws a sword at him, which definitely could have killed Nightcrawler, but also doesn't matter. It was maybe that was just they've worked together before. She knows he's got this covered because it's enough distraction for him to be able to bamf them, and this is where he takes them out to like this tundra. I don't know, like Arctic tundra, and he's pretty much arguing with himself. I don't even think he's actually addressing Great and Creed, but he's just like, man, like, I don't know, should I kill you? Like, is that the better thing to do, or do I just leave you here? And that's when he says, he doesn't say only God can judge, but he says, this decision really isn't up to me. This is what we have higher powers for, so I will let them decide. And I'm like, wow, you probably should just kill him, but all right.
It's a pacifist way
you're
to
not
kill
above
him.
Killing, I don't think.
He's not. It's not only that, but I'm just like, okay. So
it's his
the
brother,
debate,
I get it.
Yes, but the debate that he's posing to us or speaking to himself is: do I kill you immediately, swiftly, and with mercy, or do I just leave you to freeze to death and say that was the will of God? Like, I'm just like, it's the same decision. One, you're more of a coward than the other one, but it's the same decision. You're basically leaving him to die.
Yeah,
it's like the Batman Dark Knight thing.
I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Exactly.
This is exactly what he's doing, but he wraps it in the whole higher power thing.
Exactly.
Because I think when you add that layer in, this isn't leaving him to die. It is leaving it to God to decide of like, well, if you make it, then that just means that, God chose you. Yeah.
Which is way worse, because now you got to deal with the fact that you believe in a god that wants mutants dead.
Like, or at least wants that person alive.
Yes, but then clearly now it's like based on his logic, it's like, he chose him to live, I guess, so he wants his voice to carry forward, and like, screw, damn it, God hates me.
I think he already feels that way, though.
He does.
I feel like that's... Yeah,
but he believes
much for him.
He does the thing that if I love harder, maybe things will be different. And I'm like, good luck, buddy. That's clearly never worked out for anyone in history.
He is found by X Factor. I have that written down, but I can't for the life of me actually remember that happening.
Creed?
Creed, yeah.
Yeah, he's picked up
by X Factor. Wow. All right. Well, I'm glad I wrote that down.
Because God did intervene. X Factor is freaking ICE.
Yeah.
And ICE is an extension of the government, so they do that shit.
So, this is where Nightcrawler's like, they're at the X Mansion by this point, by the way. Sorry, people don't know where we're at. At this point, they've left the Savage Land. They're back at the X Mansion with Colossus, and Nightcrawler's kind of like, so, what did you think? Colossus is like, I'm gonna be honest, man, that didn't do anything for me, but probably would have done something for Magic. And I'm like, hey, how would you know?
How would you know?
You don't know.
That's good fun. I will say the thing that I got really hyped up about this episode for is I really enjoy when you see the same event happen through to different characters and all that kind of stuff, like how the Batman v Superman thing, where it's just like you see the Metropolis destruction through Bruce's eyes and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, see, that part was cool, And then very much like Batman versus Superman, the rest of the episode / movie disappointed. So I'm like, it's a good setup. There's no follow through. This sucks.
Yeah, I mean, but at least in that one, I'm like, I'm at least on Colossus' side. I was not on Batman's side in that movie.
No. Batman's just a xenophobic idiot in that sense.
Then we go to Athens, where X-Force finds a husk of Apocalypse.
Yep.
And a burnt playing card. And I'm like, I'm sure you
Queen of Hearts.
Described this later because I thought he turned all his cards into tarot cards. So
that's what I thought too.
I think I just don't really fully understand the timeline here.
It's wildly inconsistent, I'll give you that. Because you're right. Because the thing is, if they picked up a tarot card, they wouldn't have been like, oh, it's Gambit. They would have been like,
it has to be a playing card, so they can be like, got it. Yeah. I see what's happening here.
Even though it's not exclusive to anything, he could kinetic charge anything that he touches.
Yeah, but so they're like, we know Gambit, we get it.
Yeah, it's like, it's card, whatever. I was like, god damn it. That was weird too. I'm just like, man, this episode's all over the place.
All right, episode 8, The Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah.
I take it you like this better. I do like it better.
I like it way better.
So this is Rogue having a nightmare. She's dancing alone.
Yep.
It feels like, if I remember correctly, because I didn't rewatch it, which I should have, this is like kind of how she was dancing in Genosha.
That's exactly, right? Okay. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Then Gambit shows up, but he looks cool, but it's like
he
the all black
cool, yeah.
Gambit.
Yeah.
The black and white Gambit. And she has one of the most interesting vocal performances when she wakes up. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and I wonder how they like got that performance out of her. But yeah, she wakes. Everyone's seen someone wake up from a nightmare before, so that happens. And then we cut to the X-Men. So this is Professor X, Beast, Cyclops, Jean, Rogue, Nightcrawler. They're all playing poker in Genosha in the X-Corp. Mm-hmm. X-Corp mansion or tower.
Yeah.
This is where you're right. Beast has the dead man's hand. This is how he beats Nightcrawler. I've heard people say they appreciate, not even referencing this episode, but what they appreciate about X-Men is that you get to see them just hang out a lot of the time. So that's what this felt like, was they've got downtime. They're just going to hang out and play poker.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even mad about the fact that they're like, yeah, you're on a journey to get Apocalypse and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, no, just chill out. Be a family. Like, just have some good times.
Because at one point, Beast is like, it's not about just having the best cards. It's about playing, even, like, playing well with the shit cards you do get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this... I haven't thought about it enough. I can't tell if that actually plays into the episode in a meaningful way, or if people could just connect dots that aren't really there to make that true.
I think it's more the latter than it is the former.
Because he said that, I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting. I wonder how that's going to play out for the team. And then I kind of lost track of how it properly connected, but that doesn't matter. I bring up that other part because it means that we just got to see them hanging out, which is something that people like. So I appreciate that being there. But then they're like, oh no, someone's attacking. And I genuinely just thought it was going to be Apocalypse or Gambit. I thought it was going to be Gambit.
Yeah.
Which I guess is one and the same in this episode. But I was like, oh, I really thought, but it was X-Force. I'm like, oh, it's what I liked about the episode. Early on, I was like, oh, sigh of relief when I'm like, okay, good, they're not under attack. That worked for me. But yeah, I think it's Jean who's like, I can feel it. They're attached to me and Cyclops. And I'm like, oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think by that point I knew the ship. Like the shape of the ship. I was like, oh, that's the X-Force ship. And then Cable goes on screen, and it's pretty tense because we are, like 6-7 episodes removed from them seeing him as a kid and not having to deal with that at all. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, I guess they should deal with it now. But he doesn't say anything yet, and Jubilee just kind of pops in and breaks the tension in a cool way of like, hi, we need help. And I'm like, oh, there we go. That's nice. Yep. Then he says, and we're landing now. There's no question or request till clearly he's like, no, we're landing now. So make way. This is where they bring Rogue, or Jubilee brings Rogue out, because they can see that they brought the Apocalypse Corpse, but Jubilee gives the playing card. Once again, what happened to the tarot cards, but it doesn't matter, I guess.
No, it matters. I'm with you, it matters. Bothers me that it's not.
So she's like, got it. So he's somewhere, and X-Force is confirming he is, his body's walking around, but we're not quite sure what's in that body. We don't know. Whatever reanimated him may not have actually brought him back. And they're like, okay, what's the deal? Then they're like, well, we just want to find him and see what's going on. And Rogue, I think, rightfully so, the show shows that she was right later, but I think right away said, no, fuck you, you're gonna try and kill him. I don't want you anywhere near him.
Yep.
And the show almost got me with Jubilee being like, no, don't, like, I think she said it's not about killing him, it's just about removing whatever evil is in him. I'm like, this is true, but I just don't trust that that's what's going to happen.
We do get vindicated.
Yeah. Later on.
But like
later on, it's confirmed what they actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like Sunspot and Jubilee were in on that.
No, they were not. They clearly are of a different pay grade. It's very much like Cable, Archangel, and Psylocke are like, we are in the inn.
Yeah,
these two,
we know
though,
what we want to do. They're
ex-people. So.
They helped us track down that guy in Brazil. Yeah. They're still here for some reason. But we know, the three of us know what's up. Then Angel and Psylocke, this part is also kind of what got me, where Angel and Psylocke are just like, well, remember when you took the evil out of me and now I'm here? That's what we do. That's all we want. And I'm like, this is also a good point. If she did that before, then you got to come to her. And for a brief moment, I was like, maybe they don't want to kill him. Maybe they really do just want to separate him and then kill whatever comes out of him.
Right.
But I don't think that was ever actually their plan. They just know what to say to people.
Yeah, they know how to pull their strings.
So yeah, that kind of gets Rogue on board. But then later on, you see her with Nightcrawler, and he's the one that has to, like, you just have to believe. Trust me, he's back. You're going to be able to save him. And I believe because of her dream, she's kind of like, I don't know. I don't think that's going I don't think it's going to work out the way I want to. But Nightcrawler's just like, listen, I'm not a good lawyer, but I do think this will work out. Let's just do this, okay?
Yeah.
Right. So then Angel and Psylocke are also like, so you just use Cerebro now, please. And Beast gets to introduce the new Cerebro, which I think is called Cerebra, but
Cerebra,
the first time I heard it, I was like, did he just say Cerebro again? I feel like they already know it's Cerebro. He's like, we've made some upgrades. We call it Cerebro. He says Cerebra, but it sounded like Cerebro to me twice. And I was just like, I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I did get confirmation Cerebra. Much cooler looking helmet. It does look like the one from, everyone knows the Krakoa era, like whatever that era is.
Yeah.
He has that cool helmet.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that turns on him later.
I'm sure it will. But
so he goes and he's in New Orleans, and it feels like Gambit got the drop on him. I was genuinely like, how did that? I mean, the whole episode is trying to tell you this is not just Gambit. Like, there's something else going on here. He's got a lot of help if it is him. But I was initially like, isn't this like your whole thing? How did you get him to sneak up on you? Because he genuinely was like, oh, Gambit or Remy, no. And I was like, I just feel like you should have been the one to sneak up on him. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, you saw where he was. You were able to pinpoint the street, but you couldn't pinpoint where he was on the street. I understand now why that is the case, but it was very jarring at first for me to be like, can't you do anything right, Charles?
Yeah, I'm just like, the thing I said to myself during that whole sequence was like, for once, you did not get in the way with your freaking moral, ethical discussion and all that kind of stuff, which is just, again, centrist positioning and all that bullshit. But the idea of like, okay, you got Cerebra right away, and then you got stumped in your own game.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Gambit just like pushes him out, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
no,
just
don't
like-
sneak up on people. Bye.
Yeah, I don't like that. You didn't ask me permission. Get out of here. That consent stuff that you preach, should have done that.
Yeah. So he gets kicked out.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, he's in New Orleans," or he said he went home. I'm like, "Just
Yeah,
say where
he's
he is." What do you mean
in his
he
home
went?
or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'm like, "Come on."
He
talk
never
like that.
said straight up. It's like, oh yeah, he's in New Orleans.
Yeah. Then we see what I thought was called the Thieves Guild, but they call them the Assassins Guild. They
Yep.
call themselves the Assassins Guild, so that must be what they're called.
I thought they were the Thieves Guild too, to be perfectly honest.
Belladonna, who was Gambit's wife,
Yep.
if I remember correctly, not because he loved her. Just they're like, you got to marry her.
It was
This
a
is like
marriage of the Thieves and the Assassins Guild coming together.
There we go. So
That's what it was. It was
Okay.
the traditional marriage of joining power.
joining everyone together.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, and his older brother Robert.
Yep.
Does he have a cool name, or is it like
I
Robert
don't
and Remy?
know.
I guess
I-
that's cool.
I-
It
is
just feels like he should have a cool
I don't
thief
know.
or assassin name. I
Yeah,
don't know
Remy's a
Ha.
cool name. Robert's just like
But this was like Remy and
Yes.
Robert together sounds cool. Robert on its own, not so cool.
I guess R&R, sure, but
Yeah, he's just like
The
"That's Remy
idea
and
of-
Robert.
that,
Robert
okay.
and Remy.
I just think it's funny how the older brother got the shittier name and the younger brother that got the cooler name. Because usually it's the
You know,
other
like-
way around. It's like the older kid gets like the really cool name. It's like, oh yeah, that one's Junior. It's like you got that lazy. All right, sweet.
Yeah, they're there and they say like, "Oh, you invited me." No, you invited me, and then Gambit's like, "I invited you guys." I don't even know why I let you think the otherwise, but here we go. Basically, he's like, we can. I don't. What is his sell here? He's just like, I brought you all together, and then he changes them all
Yep.
into. I don't know what to call them other than horsemen. Like I know they're not. I know they're, not, but it just feels like the Gambit. If Gambit could have his horsemen, this is what he's been. That's what he does. He controls them. They have their red eyes, and that's kind of how they operate. It feels like.
Yeah. I didn't know what to call them, but I'm just like, oh, so they're kind of like zombies because he's death, quote
Yeah.
unquote.
They
So,
are like
yeah.
zombies, but it just feels like they're being upgraded, and so it
Oh, yeah.
feels like a horseman type thing. And since he is technically Apocalypse, I just didn't know what to call it the whole time. But yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Kind of
I mean,
zombifies them.
We can call them soldiers of
Yeah,
the
I have
general.
them in my notes as his crew.
yeah. Posse's good. I like that. Crew's good. It all works.
It all comes together. Then we have this scene where I don't really know why, but Jubilee's apologizing to Rogue.
hmm
And I'm like, what did you do? What are you apologizing for? But the important thing she says that I liked was, you gotta, these few months with X-Force chasing down Apocalypse has really taught me that you can't close your heart off, which is the important thing for
Yes.
Rogue. Like, you can't be cynical about this. You have to just, like Nightcrawler said, you just have to believe that this is going to work out.
Yeah.
But I like that Jubilee's plea came from actual experience.
Yes.
And because we know she's up against someone like Cable, where it's like, no, it's very important for her not to turn her heart off when she's next to Cable, who is like, I'll just kill whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So that felt like a better appeal.
Very, very much so. I really like Jubilee in this episode.
Jubilee is good in X-Men 97, I feel.
Yeah, she's doing great stuff in 97. In the original, she was just really pushed aside. But like this one, I'm like, nah, they're giving her good stuff to do. She can fight now. It's great.
Yeah. And I feel like she actually has an effect on people.
Yeah, which is why it pisses me off that Xavier didn't go like, hey, we should round up the people that we got separated from.
Yes. He's kind of
Whatever.
like, don't worry, I'm going to Genosha, bye.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna go to
I got it.
international waters and do our own thing and gamble illegally.
Gamble illegally by playing low-stakes poker.
That's right, baby. In
I-
international waters. Tell me I'm wrong.
So Gene and Scott, they're coming up to Cable, and this is what I'm talking about. This feels like something that should have happened way earlier than episode 8, where they're like, "What? So you've just been around doing your own thing. You didn't bother to contact us or let us know that you've met us before.
Yes.
And I like what Cable says. Like, I just feel like time would rip us apart anyway. It always does. Didn't feel like it mattered.
Yeah.
And I like what Cyclops says, which is, I'm tired of thinking about what happened yesterday or what could happen tomorrow. We're here now. Let's just focus on what we can be now.
Yeah.
And Jean's like, yeah, family. And I'm like, that's great. And then this episode's like, we're done with this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. This was good, and it actually felt like we were tying things together, but I guess we're done with that now.
Because what Cable said is right. Why get attached if we can get separated? It makes a lot of sense to me. But so does Scott's thing. Scott's thing made a lot of sense. It's like, hey, yeah, let's not invest in the future. Let's be in the moment. It's very fuckboy of him, which is great.
I mean, I guess I just feel like there's certain connotations of fuckboy that I don't feel like apply to.
No, I'm using
who
that
is so
just being
scared
ridiculous.
of like being pulled away from his parents again.
Oh, it's absolutely. I'm just using it to be comedic.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way I actually made it like that.
Yes. So Gambit finally attacks. I'm like, finally, but this is better because now everyone's here.
Yes.
And it looks cool. I'm like, all right, man, you and your crew, you guys look cool while you're attacking. I don't fully understand what's happening, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just think it looks cool.
Thought it was crazy that his cards now have tracking ability. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
These
That's
are tarot
wild.
cards now, right?
These are now tarot cards.
Okay.
Correct. Because they were like, they made it very, very clear that there was someone that was being held hostage to the throat with a card, with a death card and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, these are tarot cards.
So they're basically like, they've been attacked, and I like that Jean like immediately is like outside of the X-Force jet trying to keep things together and like catching people that are falling out. I'm like, this is good. This is a good use of Jean Grey.
This is good stuff because in the original run, she's always fainting for no reason whatsoever. I'm like, what the hell, man? So now when she's actually doing stuff, I'm like, sick. This is great.
Yeah.
I love
and
this.
she's communicating with everyone too. I like at a certain point, Rogue is trying to meet up with Gambit. We know it's so that she can pull him out, and she does try when they meet up to touch him and pull out whatever evil. But since he is death, nothing's happening.
Yep.
She's like, "Oh shit!" and he's like, his line delivery made me be like, does he understand what's happening, or is he genuinely asking what happened? Because I was like, I can't tell if he's like, oh, you thought that would work? That's funny. It felt like he kind of was just like, oh, what's wrong?
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell, but I was just like, it would be better if he knew what was happening and was taunting her, but it doesn't feel like that's the case.
It doesn't
given
feel like
what
that.
else happens in the episode.
Because I had that same question. I'm like, does he know that that's what they were trying to do, or like, but he must, in the sense that, like, no, you know who Rogue is, therefore you must have the memories and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, but he is
I
kind of
guess
just like, I'm just going to take you so that I can make you immortal and we can be together. I didn't really feel like he was like, and now I'm going to fuck you over.
No.
It did feel like that part of Gambit was still alive.
Yes, so that's what I appreciated about it, is the idea of like, no, I very much still love Rogue, and like, yeah, you try to do your thing, but here's my thing that I'm trying to do. Offer you eternity so we can be together.
Yeah, so when that doesn't work out, he puts her to sleep, which I like. That Jean immediately was like, guys, I lost Rogue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sure I've seen it before. I feel like it's big and Invincible as well, but just that her telekinesis would connect all of them that way. I thought that was great. Then Nightcrawler tries to save Rogue, but Gambit doesn't let that happen either. He's like, oh, I'll take both of you. Great.
Yep.
Bye-bye. And so the ship is basically being destroyed and all coming apart. And Psylocke's trying to help with her telekinesis. Jean's trying to help. And Cable's like, all right, I gotta go. So Cyclops like, no, you need to help as well. We need all the telekinesis power we can get. And I like that this was a callback to that first episode where Jean and Cyclops can get Cable to like push himself a little bit further and use his powers to his full extent. And so it's not like he keeps the plane in the sky, but the three of them working together are able to land it so no one dies.
Yes.
And Morph, Wolverine, Storm, and Forge see this on the TV where they're like, "Whoa, what happened? The X-Men just fell out of the sky. Is this on purpose? What's going on?" And Storm's just like, "Yeah, the kids are fine with Colossus here. Let's just go."
Yeah.
Sure, man.
This is why I love Storm. All right, this is why I love Storm. She
he
sees
just
shit.
got here, probably has no real connection. He should stay. All right, let's go.
Yeah, no, I freaking love Storm about this. She's all like, he's like, I can see the assessment. I'm just gonna be a leader, make a decision right now, and we're gonna go. And I'm like, that's sick. Freaking love Storm.
I do like Morph's one line in the show
Mm-hmm.
where they say, "Yeah, the kids are getting scared, so I put on The Exorcist."
Yeah, that was a really good line.
Yeah. And Wolverine, his one line is, "Yeah, I didn't get the adamantium back to not go." And I'm like,
yeah.
I see we still haven't gone any deeper with that discussion. Perfect.
Yep. I wouldn't have expected it to, though. They need to milk that for an episode. Yeah.
That feels like you can't just leave it at that.
I think he just did. They just did.
I mean, I don't think anything. I know they just left it. I'm just saying they shouldn't have.
Well, I disagree. I think Morph said everything that they needed to say in that moment.
And they're still buddy with Wolverine. Like
it doesn't seem like they're that buddy. It just does seem like they're just.
Seem like there is any disconnect.
It does not feel like there was as much connection as before. But that's a lot to try to read off of one.
I don't know that that's true, given they haven't focused on them. I feel that
that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
I feel that you could not have that episode and not think something's up with how they're interacting with each other.
Fair. I don't remember Morph interacting directly with Wolverine in that episode. I just think they were in the same room, though.
This is like, what I'm saying. There's no like attempt at distance. There's no attempt at not being around Wolverine. They're just around. So I feel like,
but that's the issue. I feel like if there's distance, if Morph puts distance between themselves and Wolverine, then they have to put distance between them and the rest of their social support group, which ultimately sucks. Which is why I'm like, they were just watching TV in the same room. Don't know if they were interacting with each other. To me, it's just like it's unresolved, 100%. But it doesn't seem like Morph just went back to being Wolverine's best friend and secretly in love with him at the same time.
I'm going to tap the just because it's true storytelling doesn't make a good storytelling sign once again.
Fair enough.
I think for these episodes that were in the middle to mean something, there has to be some kind of follow up.
That's fair.
I don't think you can have them just sit there like that.
That's fair.
I'm not saying that because I feel like they're filler. It certainly is progressing the characters, but if we're not following up with that progression of the characters, then it doesn't feel like true progression.
True.
It feels like a one-off.
True. Hopefully they address it.
So everything you just said would be interesting to explore.
Right. That's why I'm like, I think there's enough ambiguity here because I want to believe, and I will say that I've said how many times delusional in this recording itself, but I choose to believe that they're going to have an episode in that to address that next season because it's too good of a setup. Yeah,
I just think that needs to be not resolved but followed up on in this season.
I very much agree with you on that. It doesn't look like it's likely at this point, though.
Yeah. So it's disappointing in that way.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah. Then so we know that the X-Men that are still at the school are coming to help as well. Mm-hmm. And Rogue wakes up to Nightcrawler. And she says the same thing twice. And I've heard people say they don't quite like the dialogue this season. And this did stick out to me that when she sees Belladonna and Robert, she goes, "What did he do to you guys?" And then she sees Nightcrawler and says the same thing, like in the same way of like, "What did he do to you?" I'm like, you at least change how you're asking the question or realize that you're not going to get an answer from that question. But yeah, Nightcrawler's just like, you got to wake up. It's time to have dinner with Gambit. Mm-hmm. So she goes. And I think this is where he he says something that I like, where he says, this is our second chance. The gap between the man I was and the man you want is finally gone, or it could be. And this is interesting follow-up to, obviously, before Genosha, he had said, I guess I just have to be your friend because you're picking someone else. And you can see that as him being like, oh, that's the man you want. And he knows how he's different than Magneto. And so I like that this, as I said, it did feel like he actually was being driven by getting Rogue back.
Yes.
And not just screwing him over. But yeah, I appreciated that. And he tells the story of that, the fact that it seems like the reason they put at the previously on, when Rogue tells and Sebanur, you should find love, it'd be good, that actually prompted him to go speak to that priestess, who we know from Gambit's narration was just trying to lull him into a false sense of security. And once Apocalypse gave her power, she's like, yep, just so you remember, I worked with Ramatut, you fucked over everybody and you killed off my people. I'm gonna fuck you over now. And that made him soulless, but he's like, no, we're not gonna be like that. I'm just gonna use that power that he gave that priestess, who's now going by External. She lives here. We're gonna summon her. We're gonna get married. This is gonna be great. I feel like Rose's kind of just like, it's a lot of information. Sure, I guess. I don't know. Right. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Yeah, but this didn't really put up much of a fight after that. She was kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, this is what I love about Death Gambit in this episode, is just like, okay, yes, he's evil. He's one of the Four Horsemen and all that kind of stuff for Apocalypse, but it's very clear that his actions still very much love Rogue, and he's doing everything in service of that, to even providing the consent of like, hey, I know you're in the dark right now, this is what tomorrow's going to be, and we can be together forever and all that kind of stuff.
He said, I'm not going to keep my cards close to my chest. I'm just going to tell you what the plan is.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I freaking love Gambit in this episode, is the idea of like everything he's doing is consistent with that whole notion of, I do love you, and I'm not going to screw this one up.
So then we see Gambit and the crew creating an altar, and they summon External, and she's just like, what the hell are you guys doing? Yeah,
why'd y'all wake me up from my slumber before the scheduled event?
And Gambit's like, I want that. Well, he doesn't say anything. He just points, and the orb that has power, I know there's a name for it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, I know. The MacGuffin
appears, and she's like, you can have that. And this is where they push more that this is very clearly Apocalypse. He's like, well, it's mine, so I'm going to just take that. And I like that she's like, oh, how dare, and he's like, I'm just going to kill you. I don't have time. I'm really trying to get back with Rogue here. I don't have time for that. And so my assumption here, and maybe it is made clear and I just wasn't paying attention, my assumption is that Rogue is okay with all of this, because she's like, well, once I get that power, I'll be able to pull whatever the fuck out of him.
That's what I think it is that she's like, all right, let me see when the moment to strike is, and all that, knowing that she's the closest to him right now and she has the best opportunity. That's what I think it is.
Because I was like, well, she doesn't really seem to care about all this, but I choose to believe that that's the case. And if I rewatch it and they make that very explicitly clear, I never said I was smart. Yeah, so then I think before he puts the power in her, the X-Men and X-Force show up.
Yes.
And this amazing fight breaks out where you're like, oh, so that's what would happen with Nightcrawler if he wasn't burdened with trying to be a good guy.
Yep.
He takes everyone out.
Yeah, it's so sick. It's
It's really cool. Yeah, he puts them all in like a swamp or something. I mean, I guess everyone's in the swamp, but physically in the swamp. He takes them out one by one. It's great. And then Gambit puts the power into Rogue. And that's when Professor X is like, hey, I'm here hiding somewhere, but I'm going to go on your mind and you won't be able to beat me when I go on your mind. I'm like, I mean, he did earlier, but
yeah,
you go for it. And I like that Gambit's taunting Professor X, like, oh, so like, where was all this during Genosha? That seems like it could have been helpful for Remy. And Professor X like, stop it. Anyway, you remember when? I like that he doesn't even get to finish his thought. He's like, just like Jean wrapped somebody up, and I'm gonna. And he's like, no, I'm done with this. We're done.
He's like,
Just
no,
more
no,
cool
no.
Gambit stuff.
How
Like,
dare you call me out on my bullshit? No,
I don't know.
I don't like
wanna
this
listen to
game
this.
anymore. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home.
Yeah, Gambit is just able to fight off Professor X no matter what he's
So
doing,
easily.
and then it's made clear, like, did you really not realize that this was Apocalypse?
Yeah.
And Rogue is able to pull out Gambit. Also, Jubilee, we already talked about it. She's great.
Yeah.
She actually distracts Nightcrawler enough for him to get blasted.
Yes.
And so she doesn't blast him, but she says, everyone close your eyes.
She blinds him.
I was like, this was, and I'm not even saying, why didn't you think of this earlier? It would be very overwhelming to have what he was doing happen to you. So once she gets time to think, she's like, all right, everyone close your eyes. This is what we're going to do. And I'm assuming it's Cable shoots him. I just saw a red blast. I don't know who did it.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like it would be Cable with his guns.
Right.
And so Nightcrawler's down.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Cable's like, and now I'm going to kill Gambit, obviously. And they're like, what? How could you do this? Like, yeah, this is what you already know. I was born to kill him. This was my destiny. I'm gonna do it now because Apocalypse is in there. And they're like, no, don't. And Jubilee stops Cable too, and I'm like, good for you, Jubilee.
Yep.
Then we go back to Professor X being like, oh my gosh, it's Apocalypse again. He says something about Magneto, and I'm just like, okay. I guess just keep pushing that wound, but I feel like he's just dead now. I don't think he's actually never coming back, but he's not coming back in this episode.
Right.
But I was like, don't bring him up if we're not going to get to see him. And he's kind of like trying to meld everything, but Rogue is just able to take Gambit out, which I guess means Professor X can leave as well.
Yep.
And they're all kind of like, okay, we're here. And Professor X, with his telekinesis, is like, all right, X-Men, we gotta go. And Cable has a shot on Gambit, who's just passed out.
Yep.
But Jean goes in front, I don't think on purpose. And it's a good thing they talked to him earlier this episode, because like, I can't kill my mom. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And I like that he throws the gun, like he's frustrated. It's not just like he's just like, fuck. All right.
Yep.
Later.
Definitely frustrated. He's a big softie now.
Let's hope. So then they're back. Beast is looking over Gambit, and Professor X like, we really got to figure this out, because if Apocalypse takes over again, we are not getting another shot at this. He's just going to be done. Yeah, just beyond saving. So we got to figure out how to get him out of there. This is not really a time to celebrate. We don't have much time.
Mm-hmm.
And X Factor's just really collecting friends all the way along here. Mm-hmm. They show up to what's left of X Force, which is just Angel, Psylocke, and Cable. Yeah. And they're just like, we should just work together. And I'm like, I was afraid this was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think we get an answer to that, but I doubt they're going to say no.
It's hard to imagine them saying no, and it's just going to be one of those things where next episode, like, and this is my thing, and this is what I'm dreaming for the next episode, for the opening sequence, is that, you know, when the X-Men are running towards Magneto's crew and all that kind of stuff, is that they actually swap out that crew, and that their X-Force is running towards X-Men, or X-Corps, or whatever it is they're called now. I think that'd be cool.
Hopefully it's like X Factor.
X Factor,
yeah. I think it'll be X-Force members, but
yeah.
I think X-Force is done at this point.
Yeah, it seems like that. But X Factor, that's what. Because there's too many names, and I'm just like, fuck. Yeah. There's too many teams this season.
I think in the trailer they have that shot where all the X-Men come out. And I was just like, oh, that's cool. I can't wait for that.
That is
and then when it was for Gambit, I was like, oh, I just feel like this should. I'm not saying this should have happened earlier, but I would have liked more time with Gambit as the bad guy.
That was my complaint about it. I'm like, oh, we're only doing Death for one episode.
Well, I mean, I think he's still. No, I guess you're right. Like, he's not Death anymore, but
yeah, he's just Gambit, which is great.
So they got to go against.
But I wanted more time with evil Gambit.
I mean, they did say he could take over again, so I don't know. I mean, I guess if he takes over again, they just got to commit to him dying for real.
Yeah, but
it just
I doubt that that's going to be the case.
It didn't feel right that cool hero shot was to go against Gambit.
Yeah, I agree.
I understand that he's evil Gambit, but it's like, and
I understand that he is Apocalypse in there as well. Yeah. But I agree with your sentiment. It's like the idea of like, oh, yeah, like don't get me wrong. The episode showed us how powerful Death Gambit actually is.
It is. It's a good episode.
Yeah.
Or at least I enjoyed my time with it. Just there was a bit of a lunch bag letdown. I'm like, that's who they fight. Not even because I think he's too weak, but it's just like, I mean, that's Gambit. Like that's. I'm already not the biggest fan of the heroes fighting the heroes, and I understand this is different circumstances, but it was just like, I don't know, man. Can't they just fight a real bad guy? Like someone who looks like a real bad guy?
Yeah, like put Apocalypse there.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll get that next week. But
I hope. But we'll see.
All right.
But that was episode 8.
Mm-hmm. The Dead Man's Hand.
Yep.
We did it. We have one more episode left to spoil. I'm looking forward to it because I want to see how they end this season.
Yep.
I want to say that next we're gonna do my adventures with Superman after the finale of, but I also kind of want to do Batman Caped Crusader. So I don't know. We'll have an update next episode on what we're doing next.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Those are the two options. Please, check for us, tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten. You can also follow at tdfspoiled on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. You can email spoiledpodcast@gmail.com and follow this podcast on your podcast platform of choice. Rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends, do all that great stuff. It really helps us, and you'll probably get a real kick out of seeing your review pop up. So give it a try. That's it from me. Bye-bye.
Cheers!
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.